Today, I'll be showing you how to install Ceph very quickly in about 5 minutes on any Linux device. And all you'll need for this is a Linux device that has 2 CPU cores, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 12 gigabytes of disk space. And all we need to do to begin is type in sudo snap install Microceph. So as long as you are able to use snap or have the snap daemon, snapd, on your Linux device, this automatically comes with a lot of the major distributions. I'm using Ubuntu. Then we're going to do sudo snap refresh -- hold Microceph. And all this is going to do is keep Microceph from updating and upgrading. And then all we need to do is bootstrap our cluster. At this point, we can actually run a Microceph status. Oops. And it shows us that we have 0 disks, but we do have Ceph Mon, Ceph Manager. So now what we need to do is we need to add storage to our Ceph cluster. And to do that, we'll just run this command, sudo Microceph disk add loop, 4G, 3. So this command is telling Ceph that we want to add 3 OSDs with 4 gigabytes each to our Ceph cluster. So we'll have 12 gigabytes total added to the cluster with 3 OSDs. And OSDs are object storage daemons or daemons. So basically they're the thing that's kind of attached to those different storage blocks, storage objects, I guess storage blocks. And they kind of monitor it and let the rest of, they let Ceph Mon know that it's either up or down or healthy or unhealthy. All right, success. Now we're going to enable RGW with sudo Microceph enable RGW. Then we're going to create a RGW user with sudo rados gw-admin user create --uid equals user space -- display -name equals user. The reason why we want to enable RGW, which stands for Rados Gateway, this is the RESTful API that we can use to query and send API requests to the S3 storage or the object storage component of Ceph. And now when we run a sudo Microceph status, we can see RGW has been added as a service. But before we go further, we need to set the admin secret for RGW for us to be able to actually use this. So you can copy and paste this command into your terminal and it will set the secret for you. Let's go ahead and sudo apt update. Now let's try sudo apt get install. There we go, that worked. So we just needed to update our repositories and now we have it working. So the issue with this is that the host base needs to be your host name. In my case, that's Microceph tutorial. So whatever your host name is what this needs to be for host base. And then we can run this command to create our first S3 bucket. So now at this point, everything should be fully functional and working. But I know that a lot of people don't love to use the command line. They want to get out of the command line as soon as possible and get a browser interface to interact with, which is what we're going to be doing now. We're going to set up a Ceph dashboard that we can access through our browser. To enable our dashboard, we're going to run sudo Microceph -ceph mgr module enable dashboard. To create a user with the password of password, we're just going to run this command on screen. Then we're going to run this command with a sudo. And that should set SSL to false so that we don't have to use HTTPS and worry about all those SSL certificates. When we go to http:// the IP address of your VM, which you can find with an IPA command. Then also we need to add the port 8080 at the end of this. And you'll see if we just put that in, we get to this dashboard where we can log in with what we set earlier for our username and password. And here we are inside the Ceph dashboard now. And you can see all of the Ceph things like the pools, the hosts, crush map, block storage, object storage, Ceph file storage. It's all here to peruse and mess around with and look at. So that was how to set up a very simple Ceph environment pretty quickly in a few minutes and get it running with a UI dashboard interface. Leave a comment for what I should do a tutorial on next. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.